We got ourselves Team 1 together with Diabolicals over as a Destruction Warlock, Airless as a Sub-Rogue, ready to go. I like that green mog you got going on. I think it looks fantastic. Green mogs and rogues don't really work all that well. Krogman gonna be the first to leap it in versus Jax. Immediate trick it out of the Shadow Priest as it was a Skull Bash by Krogma, which gives Jax an opportunity to at least go all out versus Krogma full Incarnation versus the Shadow Priest full burst Krogma. Oh my god, the Shadow Priest just got his homies, the Siphon, together with a Tentacle as well as a Mindbender, and just consumed, just devoured the Shadow Priest alive. Full stun on Chicago as they're going in with the big lightning bolts into a Sunder as the silence comes out. Chicago kind of limited what they could do with that silence. Definitely wants to make sure they get a kick on the Jags, trying to make sure they don't get interrupted. Gonna be a static turn. Jags needs to mind blast it if he wants to leave this place. And Chicago looking for a little bit of line of sight as well. On that Team 1, representing the team, not only do we have Jax, it's just taking a lot of damage to Chicago. Actually, I'll introduce him after this match, I guess, since Chicago does not want to give him much breathing room. As it's going to be Dark Iron Racial to remove the Flame Shock, but Jax doesn't apply midair. Interrupted onto Shadow, does have an opportunity to at least go for some flash heals, which are giving him a lot of healing output right now. Mind Games versus Chicago does drop down to ground and chill him for a second. Jax trying to be very, very careful with his abilities. Does he have a silence here? If he has a silence with Chicago, maybe Void Torrent could take him out. Silence, Void Torrent, nothing he can do. Burrow, oh, but the tether's still on you. Oh no, I think Chicago is just done for. Oh my god, he does give himself a bit of healing with a battle message trinket as Jack's trying to see if he can just finish off the round. As Chicago goes in with a wall, could go for the Guardian as well. Does he use the Guardian or holds on? I think he wants to hold on, trying to make sure he doesn't blow all of his defensive cooldowns all at once. Last around the corner does quite a bit of damage together with double elemental raptors, so it's actually going to amplify that ancient damage quite a bit. Static totem for a moment. Jax does get himself the Aegis, gets a full stun on Chicago, but can't really maximize damage. Void Torrent right after. Chicago trying to be extra careful with it, dropping down a grinding totem for just a second, catching up a little bit of healing. Has himself the Guardian in case he's ever in trouble. Will definitely want to use it in order to counteract some of the damage from Jags if at all possible. Full dots on Chicago. Sunder to follow. Did Chicago have maybe a big go off of that Sunder? Trying to go for a couple of hits. Gonna be Jags removing the Flame Shock off of him. And Chicago trying to see if he can focus down on the Siphon for a second. Void turning around the corner. I think it's just over. Unless you get yourself a heal right now. Trying to go for recovery. Oh, the wall last second. And apparently at some point use the Guardians. Could knock up Jags. But that's really about you can do. Does give himself a mad heal though. Wait a second. Where did the heal come from? This is the biggest maelstrom ever. As a flash heal comes out for Jags off of the Fear. Has a lot of control. Raptors are in, so potentially lots of damage for Chicago. Does try to go for a kick, but it's going to be full juke out of Jags. Chicago trying to see if he can back up out of there. Oh my goodness, Chicago able to bob and weave behind the pillar. No interrupt available for the Void Torrent. He's going to have to take a lot of this damage with a full monstrosity around the corner. Just going to end up attacking. You're doing quite a bit of damage as well. Try to interrupt it, but it's going to be a stun on Chicago. Silence to follow. Can at least sunder Jags. It is going to be a disperse, so at least Jags playing super defensive. Does pop out of disperse with a Mind Games on Chicago. Can't really go for a heal at all. May just go down to the dots right now. Cannot really heal himself. Find the opportunity as soon as the Mind Games falls off to at least barely start working on himself, looking to restore that thing, hopefully back up to full, knock back on the Jags, at least putting him out in the open as he's attacked by the Frosty Raptors. And I don't really know what Chicago can do in this situation. Definitely needs to try to use a grounding totem. If you can catch a CC with a grounding totem, you'll be golden. Into a trinket, Fear, Jax trying to go for a bit of heal, full dots out on Chicago, Void Torrent to follow, trying to go for an interrupt, does not get to, oh my god, Jax with an X-Kit, oh my goodness, use Void Torrent just to juke himself out on it. My goodness, that is incredible. Diabolical's up next, full stun. Jags get hit with the CC immediately with a Soul Fire. Has some cooldown scope back up defensively, so should be okay. Got a full PI at the ready. It should be able to at least dot up the Succubus and start cleaving the two of them. Infernal slamming in. Diabolicals is trying to see if he can open up the portals all the way to hell. Trying to take down Jags in the swift equal motion here with a Mortal Coil stun Chaos Bolt. I think it might just be over. Lights out for Jags potentially. Got himself a little bit of healing. Fear into Diabolicals as well as some of the pets except for the Infernals. That thing just is immune to it, I guess. This is going to be dark back by Diabolicals. Jax at no help whatsoever. Just use a couple of executes from Diabolicals and should be able to take him out. Succubus CC with a Bonds of Fel can't even go anywhere. Silence onto Diabolicals. Jax, does he walk out of this one? Oh, he had to move. He couldn't stay out in the open. He had to see if the crystal does not crit, and the thing did enough damage to take him down. With Dia waiting for Val to be up next. My goodness. Does going for the bubble really early, waited out until forbearance was off. There goes a full stun. Daya taking a lot of damage right now. I don't know if he can maybe go for like a mortal coil or anything. Minion mortal coil, sends it, got himself a little bit of health. Oh, and burning the paladin soul right there. The mortal coil gave him just a breakaway for just 2 seconds. With SP Shady. Are you a Pandaren? You are a Pandaren. What the? Pandaren Shadow Priest. I like it though, actually. I kind of like that. Diabolicals at no help whatsoever. He just needs to like literally get a dot on Daya with a Shadow Crash and then find the Succubus and just start blasting it with Mind Blast and Mind Flays. That's literally all he's got to do. And eventually the Psychic Link will cleave off of the Succubus onto Daya. And I think you might have gotten both of them down. Whoa, no, he didn't. I don't know if they're connected. Because otherwise the Succubus wouldn't be in stealth right now. Try to see if he can find himself a good line inside. Does get the dot on the guy. There goes the Succubus. It is going to go for Succubus CC, but Diabolicals does already have at least one of the tentacles on him. SP Shady looking to back up. Trying to go for Mind Blast, but it's going to reflect. Mortal Coil by Daya. Trying to see if he can use a Bonds of Fell. Big damage to the Shady. Forcing to disperse out of Shady. Wait a second. Maybe Daya turns it around on the Shady out of nowhere. Shady walked into this one super clean, trying to get some dots of procs onto Daya. Has the Succubus right next to him. If he just starts CCing and attacking it, Soulfire may just end it right now. Does it do it though? Daya trying to see if he can turn this around. Ages for SP Shady with Daya at no help whatsoever. Does not have a reflect. That's going to be a cheat. Oh, not even cheat death. That's going to be just a Warlock House, Torrential Portals, Infernal, and everything going to hard to follow. Daya at no help whatsoever. Now this Shady. Oh, that's taken, but I think it's still done. Wait a second. No. No, your health bar. You're at like 2. He just has 2 health. Succubus CC immediately. That is going to be a full pet. Shadow Fury around the corner. You need a Mortal Coil. Oh, no. No. Hell-Riculton. Heraculton? Hell-Riculton. I'm going to mess up your name. Hell. We're going to call you Hell. Hell going to be up next. Literally Hell. For Rogue, a Demonology Warlock, might as well be literal Hell. Airless have had way too many encounters in this arena. Specifically with Demonology Warlocks, blasting through the defenses, in through a wall, piercing right through it like it's nothing. It's going to be Cloak of Shadows as a Mortal Coil sent in. This way Aaron is just sending all of it. All send, all vanish. Oh! He just sent all of it. He didn't hold nothing back. He literally threw everything. But the kitchen sink, and then he went vanish, went back to the kitchen, grabbed that with it, yeeted at the guy into a Shadow Strike Eviscerate, and one more combo down the guy goes. Getting the shot into Flamin'. This is going to be Secret Technique ripping through the dark pack, but not quite enough to break through it fully. Airless trying to see if he can maybe get himself line sight behind the pillar, blind into Flamin'. Does go for a trinket. Maybe in the future that will give Airless a play. Gouging the Succubus, Mortal Coil hitting him with a Fury to follow, opening up a portals. Airless does have Shadow Blades, and he does have Cheat Death, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Try to see if he can fight through it. Into a Succubus, you see a last second. Cheat Death getting blocked out right now. Cheap shot yet again onto Flamin'. Trying to see if he can make a play. Interrupt him on Chaos. That gives him a little bit of opportunity, but the dots, oh my goodness, the dots are just rough. And Flaming versus Rev Dog is immediately going to start attacking the Succubus before it catches a proper reset. Flaming will need to use everything he's got. Wall as well as Succubus CC as well as Infernal. All lined up at the right time to deal with Rev. Rev immediately went in for Reflect, but the Succubus CC prevents it, which is really good. If you can then counter him with a... Rev, are you not running Infernal or am I just bugged? Hold on. Where's the Infernal cooldown? What kind of a Desert Warlock are you? What is this? Hold on a second. It's a bug, right? It's a bug. This man is going to drop in Infernal. Succubus CC stopping a lot of that burst. Flaming does end up breaking the Succubus CC a little bit early, opening up all the portals. That's going to be Rev dropping in with a big damage. It's going to be Soulfire, but a massive pet is going to start attacking him. Maybe for Flaming, that Observer may end up helping him equalize it. That's going to be Infernal dropping it onto Rev, as Flaming is the one summoning all these pets. Chaos wants to fall right after. Rev does go for a trinket, wants to go counter-offensive, but every time he attacks anything, as long as he's on the side of the Observer, it's going to be put out in the open. And looks like Rev... Or no, Flaming put actually Rev in a better spot, but Flaming is not doing all the good on health-wise. Reflect up for both of Warlock. Shadow if you're around the corner. Rev just trying to see if he can maybe swing around. This man still got an Infernal chasing after him. Into Bonds of Fell into Flaming is going to be able to break it, but it's going to take a lot of damage from it. He needs to honestly get as much healing as he can. Succubus CC right after. His Succubus is going to fear it out in the open. Rev trying to see if he can swing around the corner. Will not have the line of sight. Mortal Coil sent in. Flaming does have himself Reflect. This is where Rev needs to get a Reflect of his own immediately. Oh, wait a second. No! He doesn't get himself Reflect. Last second. Needs a Mortal Coil right now. Immediately. Boarding away. Does not have a lot of health to work with. Dark back to fall. It definitely needs to start a healing from the Succubus as soon as possible. Try to see if he can charge in. Succubus CC. Soulfire. Oh! Flaming trinketed just to get himself a conflagration. Well done. He turned it around. I honestly thought it was going to be Rev just walking in and blasting. Flamin turned it around. Well done. Daya as well as Flamin. These Warlocks, man, are just popping up. But also, gotta give credit to Jax. This man did a ton of damage.